friend of mine. Really more like a brother. And after talking to people yesterday, it seemed like there was about a dozen or 2 dozen people out here who could say the same exact thing. Quite amazing, really. You know, by the way, talking about the Bureau of Labor Statistics, I was thinking about Terry. He's probably upstairs up in heaven right now telling St. Peter how he can lower the unemployment rate. But as I said about Terry, he was a true friend. And once he adopted you as a friend, there was no going back. Let me tell you something about friends. Friends are easy to find when times are good, but they ain't so easy to find when times are bad. And you can count on Terry to be there for you. So my anecdote is about how Terry came through for me one time. And back when I was a younger man, certainly not now, but I might tip a beer now and again. So a couple friends of mine went to go see Terry. He was just starting a new job up in the Jetty. It was a restaurant, a bar. One of my friends is here, so he can attest to the truth. Well, I'd had a few too many and made a bad mistake and jumped off a wall and messed up my knee pretty bad. So I said, well, take us over to the restaurant here, and we'll just tell Terry we're here and see what happens. Maybe we can call 911 when we get over there. I said, I think my leg's broken. You think we want to do it like that? Anyway, we went over there, and they set me up in the lobby in a bar stool. Of course, the manager came out and said, listen, it's not so good for business to have somebody with a broken leg sitting here in the lobby. But Terry came out from behind the kitchen, and he says, okay, Paulie, what's the matter? I said, I think I broke my leg. I said, these guys I'm hanging out with, they don't know what to do. So, inevitably, we got to the hospital. I think I was in the emergency room for about 10 hours. And my friends had to go. They couldn't wait all that time. I don't necessarily want them around any longer anyway. But sometime around 1 or 2 in the morning, Terry showed up to pick me up. I didn't have a way home. I didn't have any money. I didn't have a wallet. I didn't have a car. I didn't have a license. I had Terry, and that was good enough. At any rate, took me home, and we get home. And at this point in time, the painkillers were wearing off. We got about 65 or 75 feet up a hill to get to my front door. I said, Terry, I can do it. Well, I fell right down. And he grabbed me by the collar and picked me up. And I said, it ain't gonna work like that, man. So I laid on the ground, I handed him my crutch. He said, what's that crutch for? I said, you're gonna drag me to the front door. So we're halfway up there. And I said, we can do it, buddy, we can do it. He says, I know we can, because I'm doing all the work. Halfway up there, he says, he was about 150 pounds at the time, and I wasn't nearly as svelte as I am now. About 250, so I weighed before it fell about 100 pounds. We got about halfway up, and he says, Paulie, I don't know if we're going to be able to make it. I said, come on, buddy. Remember that National Geographic show we watched last week? He said, the one on the pufferfish? I said, not the pufferfish. It was the one on the Eskimo. Remember? His village was starving. He caught that big walrus, and he dragged that big walrus back to the village and fed those people, despite the fact 2 of the sled dogs were dead, 1 had a broken leg, and 1 was half frozen. You can do it. I looked him in the eyes. He looked me in the eyes. And we were thinking the same word, the same magic word that was going to get us up there. I said, remember that? Eskimo. Who was going to say that word first? So I said it. I said, mush, Terry, mush! Blow me up there. When we finally got to the front door, there was a few more steps to get up there. He dragged me up to the front door, got me to the couch, put a blanket on me, and then he left. I said, you gotta spend the night, buddy. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. He said, I gotta be at work at 9 o'clock. And that's the way it was. Faith, family, friends. He never took the easy road. Whether that road was strewn with rocks, whatever it was, he took the right road for his faith, his family, his friends. And I'll never forget him. I'll never forget him. That was a true friend. Gary, that's for you, buddy. Thank you for listening.